To make the boho feather earrings, we've got a pair of matching feathers, and we just got these guinea feathers at the craft store. And then we've got 2 gold rings. These are 20 millimeters across, and 2 gold earring wires. We also have 2 leaf bails. These are fold-over leaf bails, and we'll show you how to use those. And then we've got 2 pearls. The pearls are 6 millimeters. We're going to use 24 gauge wire, it's gold. And we're going to use a little E6000 glue and a toothpick for the pinch bails. And then for tools, we've got round nose pliers. We're also going to use our chain nose pliers. We're going to use our wire cutters and a pair of scissors. Before we make the boho feather earring, I want to show you one that I've already made so you can see what each step is going to create. So what we did to make this earring is we used our leaf bail as the top of the feather. That gave us a little loop then at the top of the feather that we could use to connect using a pearl up to the ring. And then we have our earring wire. So I'm going to show you how we did that step by step. The first thing we did, the first thing you'll want to do is trim the top of your feather. If you like your feather long like this, you can use it just like this. But we wanted it a little bit shorter. Also, our feather was curving, and so we're going to cut off this top part and it'll hang more straight. But we do like this fuzzy down. So I'm going to keep about a ½ inch of the down at the top, and I'm just going to use the scissors to cut straight across the feather like that. And then I'm going to pull away any of the loose stuff. So there's a little bit of loose stuff comes off of that. And now we have a more symmetric feather for our earring. And then we're going to use the leaf bail to top it off. So the feather leaf bail is a piece of metal that's meant to be folded over. And you'll want to fold it over your round nose pliers. If you just fold it flat, it won't leave a loop at the top. So this one is folded over, and you can see there's a big ring at the top because I folded it over the round nose pliers. So I'm going to give it a little pre-fold before I put the feather in it. I'm pinching it right in the center, and I'm just going to press the sides around together. So you can see how that becomes the bail that's on the front and the back of the feather. So I've got it pre-folded and ready to go, and now I want to add a little bit of glue so it will hold the feather in. And we're using E6000. I'm just going to put a dab here on a little piece of cardboard. And then I like to use a toothpick to apply it. And what we want to do is we want to put a decent amount in there because there's a little extra room inside this bail. It's a kind of a pressed tin design. So it's got a little bit of a concave shape inside there. And I just want to make sure there's enough glue that it makes contact with the feather. I'm putting on both sides. This is going on the top layer, and I'm putting it on the bottom layer. And now I'm going to take the feather and I'm going to set it inside the bail. So it's going to sit straight on there. And it's kind of just sticking itself to the glue, which is helping me as a third hand. Because now I want to reach across and press this bail closed on the feather. And I'm going to give it a good squeeze. So I still have my little ring there. I don't want to smash that part. I'm just pressing the leaf part down. So it's making contact with the front and the back of the feather. And then that can just sit over here and cure while we make our connector. So what we want to do next is make this pearl connector that's going to connect the leaf bail and the feather up to the ring. And to do that, we're going to cut a piece of wire. I already cut it about 3 or 4 inches long. This is our 24 gauge wire. And I'm going to come about a third of the way down on the wire. I'm using my round nose pliers, and I'm going to make a loop in the end of the wire like that. I'm just folding one piece over the other to make a little loop like that. And then I want to wrap that loop, but before I wrap it to secure it, I want to put my ring inside the loop. So I'm just going to slide the ring into the loop. It's got to go past that little crisscross there. Get in there. And now we can do our 2 wraps. This is a classic wrapped loop. I hold the loop across, that loop I just made. I've got one piece that's long, that's going to come out straight, and one tail that's short, that short tail is going to get wrapped around the long piece 2 times. Just nice tight little wraps side by side, like that. And then I just want to trim the end of that with my wire cutters. There we go. And if you have a little piece sticking out like that, you can just press it down with your chain nose pliers. So there's one end is already connected there. Then we want to slide the pearl onto the wire. Pearls have small holes. You'll want to make sure that your wire fits through your pearl. There's the pearl. And now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to make another loop on the other end, and this loop is going to go through our leaf bail. So to make that loop, I'm going to pinch the wire just above the pearl. I'm going to bend the wire 90 degrees, and then I'm going to move to the top of that 90 degrees, and I'm going to make that loop just like we did at the other end. Go all the way around. Can't go all the way around because my pliers are in the way. So I'm going to move to the bottom jaw and then finish pulling that wire around. Now I've got a loop just like I had on the other side. There's that loop. And now I want to slide on my feather. So I'm holding it gently because it hasn't been glued there for very long. You might want to glue your feathers first and let them sit for a little bit before you assemble the earring. I'm going to slide it past that little crisscross. There we go. And then I'm going to hold the loop across with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to bring that tail around 2 times, just like we did before. And then I'm going to trim that with my wire cutters. Just reach in there and pinch it. And there it is. So there's most of our earring done. Looks great. But we just need the earring wire. You could actually wear it as a pendant like that. That'd be fun, huh? But I'm going to make this into our matching earrings. So I'm just sliding on the earring wire, and then I'm going to press that closed. And that is the match to our beautiful boho feather earrings.